关联是否可。
Okay. I have had a morning. Welcome. I don't really know where to begin. I don't know why I get so nervous when I sit down to do this, but I'm just yapping about books. Like it's not that crazy. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I've had a little bit of a morning. I made myself a coffee, then I proceeded to spill the coffee everywhere all over the floor, which you would have seen just before, so I only took like 2 sips out of it, so that's really disappointing, but we can make another one later. I didn't want to make another one straight away, so we're just gonna leave that for a bit. It's Wednesday morning today. It's like 10:30 and I've just put my daughter Iverson down for a nap, and so I've come into the office. This is my little spare bedroom office area, and I came in here to do a little bit of work. I work from home on the computer. I've just come into the office to start doing that, but I thought that I would sit down because my plan is to do a little reading vlog for the rest of the week. So today's Wednesday, hopefully I'll finish Saturday evening or Sunday morning, because Sunday morning will then make it the 1st of June, so it'll be the end of the month, and I just want to see how much I can read and get finished before the end of the month. So I thought it would be fun to film a little reading vlog because I am just mad about reading. This is my little bookshelves. I also have another one out in the lounge room living area, which I can show you at a later time. But yeah, so these are all the books that I have read, and then up the top here is my TBR, and I have a couple extra here that I will be picking for today. I think I only have like 29, 30, around 30 books on my TBR, and I try and keep it low because it's way too overwhelming if there's, you know, like hundreds of books on your TBR. So I try and keep it as low as I possibly can. I try and like say like read a few, and maybe it'll get down to like 23, 24, and then I don't feel so bad about buying a few books, and then, you know, build it back up to 30 and then read a few again. So I kind of always have around that 30 mark. God forbid I try and finish all of them before I buy any more books. My husband would love that, but it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, let's pick our book for the week. I've just picked these up. This is a new release. These are all continuation of series that I'm in the middle of. I have a look. I'm in the middle of 11 series at the moment, so I would love to get that number down. It's 11 series that I can keep going with, and then I have 6 that I'm like up to date with. Okay, so this is A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen, and she is the author of the Bridge Kingdom series, which I have not read that, but I've heard amazing things about it. The first book to this one is, what is it called? A Fate Inked in Blood, which I read and enjoyed last year, and overall I've actually heard not great things about the first book, but I gave it like 4.5 stars or 4 stars, I think. So it was a really good book to me, and majority of the negative reviews that I've heard are saying that it wasn't like slow burn, it was like insta lust, and it didn't, like, the relationship and the romance in the story wasn't good to them. But to me, I think it was good. I really liked the Norse mythology. It follows a little bit of gods, and you get a gift from the god, basically, like a drop of their gifts, and from there the story kind of carries on. I don't know if that made any sense, but anyway, so it's Norse mythology, and the romance in it was like she was married to another guy. But I'm sorry, I'm actually getting over a cold, so if you can tell from my voice that I'm sounding disgusting and a bit sick, I apologize for that. Yeah, in the first book, it follows a woman, her name's Freya, and she has to go on this kind of journey, and then the MMC is like this big hunk of a man, obviously. Anyway, so she was like married to this guy. It was forced marriage, and she gets away from him, and then she's forced into this other situation because she reveals herself to be given this gift from the god. So she reveals herself, and then she gets taken away, and then she's going on this journey, and you basically just follow her as she goes on this journey to solve all these issues. And she ends up falling in love with this guy, but in the beginning it is quite like insta attraction, insta lust, that kind of situation. But to me it made sense, because especially in a romantic fantasy, in a romance, if you're writing a romance and you eventually want the female and the male characters to get together, you are going to make sure that they're attracted to each other right from the get-go, aren't you? Right? It did make sense to me, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought that the story was good. I'm keen to get into this, but I don't know if I feel like it right this very second. Almost 400 pages, 398 pages, so nearly 400 pages. That's not too bad actually for a continuation of a series. They usually get bigger and bigger and bigger, but I'm pretty sure the first book was around 400 pages as well. Second option I have to read this week is Catching Fire, second book in the Hunger Games. I'm pretty sure every man and his dog would know what this series is about. I just finished the first book last night, and don't come at me, but I actually never read the Hunger Games as a kid. I never read the Hunger Games, and I never read Harry Potter, and I'm in the middle of both of the series right now. I'm keen to keep reading this because I really loved the first book. I have seen all of the movies, but if anything, I think that made my experience with the first book better, because I was able to picture the characters and who they are, and the story and the environment and the setting so much more vividly. Even when different things were happening in the book that don't happen in the movie, I was still able to picture those things like accurately. I think if anything, it made my reading experience better, and I know that it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And basically my reason for reading this now is because the new book just came out, the prequel for Haymitch's story, and Haymitch is like one of my favorite characters ever, so I just feel really left out and I want to know his story. This could be the one. And then last option I have, well, last physical option, I do have my Kindle here that we could potentially read something on as well. I'm sorry, I'm dying. This is Us Against You by Frederick Bachman, and this is the second book in his Beartown trilogy. Okay, so Beartown I just read, maybe I think I finished it last week. That is my book club's book of this month, so May. I'm actually hosting book club on Sunday, so I'm super excited about that. I've done like little bookmarks, and I'm making like a what would you call it, like a question and answer sheet, like a fun little activity for the girls to do, but I can show you a close-up of those a little bit later. So this is Us Against You, the second book in the Beartown trilogy, and Beartown honestly blew me away. I really, really loved it. I didn't give it 5 stars, but the series, I feel, is going to be life-changing. Like, the first book, it has some pretty deep, dark, serious elements to it, and overarchingly it's about hockey, and it's about people. It's just about people behaving and reacting to situations within the town, and you just follow along with literally everybody in the town. There's probably like 20-25 characters. Like, there's heaps of characters, but it's so easy to read. You don't feel lost with the characters. Like, you know who everyone is, what they're doing, and you're just, this big thing happens and you just follow along with all the characters as they react to the thing that happened, and you're trying to figure out the right way for them to react, or if they're going to come together as a town and a community, or if they're going to separate, or what they're going to do to overcome this massive thing that happens. And it is quite dark and deep, and the way that it's written, he just writes so beautifully. I read the first one on my Kindle and I was like highlighting every single page. There was always something that was just profound and amazingly said in such a simple way. So this, I really want to continue because I just finished the first one last week. I don't want to give myself too much of a gap in between them. I think the closer that I read them together, the more impactful and better the whole series will be for me. This is a high contender. My only issue is like the writing in the physical book is super, super tiny, and I'm not one for really tiny writing in books. Oh my god, I nearly gave myself a spoiler. Potentially this, but I may, don't tell my husband, I may buy it on my Kindle because it's not on Kindle Unlimited, unfortunately, but I can always buy it on the Kindle and read it there, because then I can change the font and make it bigger. So that can be our little secret. Okay, so that's my 3 options, and I don't know what I'm going to pick right this very second, but I do need to get stuck into some work on the computer. So I think I will just sit these here, have a think about it, do some work, and then later on when I check in with you, you'll be able to see which book I picked. Okay? Lovely, sounds good. About when I said that I've just been highlighting. everything. It's just every other page. Listen to this. This time of year used to be a time of endless adventure for them. They would spend all day out in nature and come home late in the evening with torn clothes and dirty faces, childhood in their eyes. That's all gone. They're adults now. For some girls, that isn't something you choose. It's something that gets forced upon you. Next one. Okay, this is quite long. A mother is standing outside a house. She's packing her child's things into a car. How many times does it happen while they're growing up? How many toys do you pick up from the floor? How many stuffed animals do you have to form search parties for at bedtime? How many mittens do you give up on at preschool? How many times do you think that if nature really does want people to reproduce, then perhaps evolution should have let all parents grow extra sets of arms so they can reach under all the wretched sofas and fridges? How many hours do we spend waiting in hallways for our kids? How many grey hairs do they give us? How many lifetimes do we devote to their single one? What does it take to be a good parent? Not much, just everything. Absolutely everything. And if you didn't know, my daughter is 15 months old now, so just over a year, and that really hits home for me. Oh, okay, I'm gonna continue reading. I'll check in with you later. I apologise for the lighting. It's nighttime now, so there's not much else I can do about it. This is what we're working with. I thought that I would touch base with you guys because I didn't end up updating you much yesterday. It's now Friday, so it's Friday evening. It's nearly 9 p.m. I think. So we've just done the whole nighttime routine, dinner, put Ivy down to sleep, and I'm just about to unwind and get ready for bed myself. This is usually the time where I get most of my reading done because I'll get ready for bed. My husband will probably be watching sport on the TV and we will just relax for an hour or two and then slide into bed and I'll keep on reading. I thought that I would give you guys a quick update before I head off to bed because I won't have the lights on or anything. I'll just be reading in the dark. Yesterday, I ended up starting 2 books, one of which was on our list. So I started Us Against You by Frederick Buckman. Was it yesterday or Wednesday? When did I start this? Wednesday. I've completely lost track. I'm losing my mind. On Wednesday, I started Us Against You by Frederick Buckman and thoroughly enjoying it. I'm currently on chapter 13, so page 103, and this is going really well. I don't know if I fully gave you guys a rundown about what this book is about, but I don't want to tell you anything specific in this one because obviously Beartown is the first one. Essentially, Beartown is a hockey town. That's what it's described as. You're just following along with the town as a certain situation arises, I'm not going to give you the situation because that would be a spoiler, but check your trigger warnings because it is quite heavy. Majority of reviews that I had seen about Beartown, it's so hard to explain what the book is actually about because you can't say too much without giving it away, and it's so difficult to describe such a mundane concept. Like, really, the book is about hockey and the community in the town, and you follow along with all the people within the town, and they're all flawed and they all have issues that they're dealing with and their own things, and you get the perspective of everything to then come to the whole, the conclusion. It's so hard to express how such a simple thing like hockey and a town is such a great story, like, and it really is. It's a great story. It's written so well. His writing is amazing. I can't express to you how good the writing is. Like, it's so simple, straightforward, but it's just stunning. So I definitely recommend Beartown, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this, but I really think that it's going to actually rip my heart out, and I'm hoping that I can get through a lot of it tonight and tomorrow so that I can get it finished before the end of the month. Then we have book club on Sunday, so I'll be able to talk a little bit about this as well as Beartown in book club. And I've also started Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, but I started listening to this. I think it's really good. The narrators are amazing. I have never been one for really like loving narrators in audiobooks. I kind of just turn on an audiobook and just switch off. Like, I don't really actually pay attention to how well it's narrated or what, other than just the general story that's going on. But because it's dual point of view, the book is dual point of view, so there's a male narrator and a female narrator, and both of them are doing an amazing job. I'm pretty sure I am, yeah, chapter 38, that's where I'm up to in the audiobook. So I only have like, how many pages is this? Like just over 100 pages to go, which is fantastic. So hopefully we will definitely get this done before the end of the month. As for what this book is actually about, it's about a guy who posts a Reddit thread saying that he's cursed, and that every time he dates someone, they then break up and go on to meet their life partner or their soulmate after they've dated him. He posted on Reddit and it goes viral, and he gets slammed with all these messages and stuff from journalists and other people. And Emma, the female main character in this, is a nurse, and she's a travel nurse, and she ends up messaging him because she has the same curse. She says that the exact same thing happens to her. So basically they start chatting, like texting and phone calls and stuff, and it comes about that they make a deal to date each other for just for the summer to then break up, and they want the curse to cancel out. They want it to cancel out so that they can both move on and find their soulmate. And the story kind of goes from there. I would say for a romantic comedy, it is really light-hearted. I would still say it's really light-hearted, even though it does cover some pretty serious topics. Like, there is quite a few trigger warnings at the start of the book, and it follows mental health and anxiety, panic attacks, setting boundaries within your family. Like, it does cover a wide range of topics that are quite serious. I would say from there, even though I haven't finished it, so far it's been really well done and I've enjoyed it, and I think the romance is really good. I think it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was fast, and it was definitely like they established a friendship first and got some depth before the romance happened. So it was quite a slow burn, I would say, but they were definitely, I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of. What is the word? They definitely connect instantly. Like, there's banter and they're making each other laugh and they're flirting. Like, there's definitely that intent at the start, like very early on, but they definitely establish like emotional depth and get emotionally attached before anything becomes physical. I think it is really well done, and yeah, as I said, the narrators on the audiobook are amazing, so I highly recommend the audiobook. The plan is we're gonna go to bed, keep reading Us Against You. As we all know, I downloaded this on my Kindle, so I am reading it on my Kindle before bed. I'm gonna go continue reading this, hopefully get through a fair bit of it, and then audio, I just play audio in the car, or when I'm doing jobs around the house, laundry. There's always a ton of laundry to do in this household. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna get ready for bed and keep reading. So I will check in and update you guys when I finish the books. Alrighty. Okay, so this is my little shed. Oh, there's a fly in here. Great. Fantastic. This is the little shed that Jared and I have. So this little area here, this is where I'm going to set up book club for tomorrow morning. And I thought that I would show you guys how I set it up and what I do. I'm going to try my best to make it look as cute as I can. This is normally my husband's, what would you call it, man cave. So he plays darts in here, he watches sports in here with his friends, you know, he does all that sort of stuff. So I've taken it over just for tomorrow. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what I have brought with me. Maybe I'll just chuck that over here. Is that going to work? I brought some little plants for decorations that I had inside. They're just fake plants. Little candles that I've made. I've just tied little ribbons around them, and I have 5 of those. So I have three with a little stand with a cute little bow, and then I have 2 more that are in these little like cup things that I had just lying around because I didn't want to go out and buy too many things. I just wanted to use what I had around the house. I made bookmarks. I only have like 7 people coming to book club, but I'll give you a close-up. So I just designed these on my iPad, like drew the design that I want and added the book club name, and it's got a little quote from the book. It's not super clear, but it says, "Never trust people who don't have something in their lives that they love beyond all reason." And then it has the little book, Beartown, and May 2025 for our book club date, okay? And it's just like a little admit one movie ticket. And I also did up question this or that sheet, like a little questionnaire, and I've got colored pens for everybody to fill out their questionnaire, so that'll be fun. These I actually used, my friend bought them for me for my baby shower as decoration, but they're just little bears, and even though the book doesn't have anything to do with bears, it's called Beartown, so I thought I would use these as decoration. I just think that they're so cute. There's a little white one, and then a couple of little grey ones, so they are super cute. Last thing I have going is I just got 2 tablecloths, and I'm planning on laying this one down on the floor and then using this one as actual tablecloth to cover the table that I'm going to set up. And I've got some cushions and stuff to put out because my aim is, sorry if you can hear the dog, she's just made herself at home in here. My aim is to like set it up because we have a little couch here which you can't see, but I'll show you soon. And then I was going to put the tablecloth on the floor, set it out, pillows and stuff, and little cushions for everyone to sit on, and then have a table that's kind of like just above the floor, and set it up so that everyone can sit down on the ground or on the little couch and still all be kind of the same level and inclusive. And everyone's going to bring a little dish of food and snacks and stuff, so we can set that up with the candles and the teddy bears and make it look all nice. I'm just gonna chuck on some music, sweep the floor, clean it out, and then start decorating, and I will show you the finished product once I'm finished. Let's get started. Are you gonna help me, Morgan? Now I haven't updated you guys for a little while because yesterday was obviously Sunday and it was book club day yesterday, which went really well and was successful, I would say, and that was a lot of fun. Everyone had a lot of great points about the book, which was Beartown, for our month of May, so that was a lot of fun, and you would have seen my setup for that. So it's always a very wholesome day getting everyone together just to talk about books and hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on the book. And I always find it so crazy that we can all have such different experiences, either with the way that we read the book, as in like audio or physical ebook, and how it's interpreted that way, and then also with the differences in our tastes of like what we like with writing styles, what we like with perspective and viewpoints, and the overall themes in the book. So it's cars just driving past. I just find that super interesting. I just thought that I would quickly jump on and give you guys a little wrap up of the books that I read in this reading vlog, for my first reading vlog. Hopefully I can edit it and get it out for you guys. So this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making this video. Hopefully I continue to make videos and keep it up, and hopefully I get better at speaking in front of a camera and just putting out a bit of myself into the world. The books that I read in this vlog are Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez and Us Against You by Frederick Buckman. I'm going to start with Just for the Summer because I finished this one first. So I finished this one on Saturday. I had this on my TBR for quite a while now. I don't know why I never picked it up. I did hear a lot of good reviews when it first came out, but I don't know, I just didn't pick it up. I listened to this on audiobook, and if you're looking for a good audiobook, I would really recommend this one actually, because the narrators, as I've already explained, were amazing. I absolutely loved the narrators in the audiobook. I ended up giving this one 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. I would recommend it, and I think it dives into some hard-hitting and some serious topics and conversations. It really approaches the childhood trauma, mental health, setting boundaries, personal relationships. All of that is tackled within the book and within the story, but it's all approached in a very graceful, kind. It was a nice take on some serious issues, and the romance overall, I would say it's quite a slow burn. Slow burn in the sense of like they don't get together for a long time, but they're very friendly, flirty, banter is happening throughout the whole entire of the book. So yeah, slow burn, but there's instant connection and infatuation from the get-go. Okay, so 3.5 stars for just for the summer, and definitely would recommend for a little light-hearted romance. Secondly, Frederick Buckman's Us Against You. This is the second book in the Beartown trilogy, and this bad boy right here, 5 stars. Stunning, heartbreaking, just fantastic. I loved this even more than Beartown. I've talked about it all before, and I know I've said it a million times, and how Beartown is about hockey and it follows a hockey town, and that's what it's about. But they are so much more than hockey. They're not about hockey, but you can't explain what the book is about without talking about hockey. It is so much more than that. The characters are amazing. They're stunning. They are super flawed. They're not perfect characters. Every single character in this book has flaws and makes mistakes, and it's just so human. And the changes in perspective are constantly making you question who's right and who's wrong, and who's done the right thing and who should have gone about it differently. It makes you look at real life and things going on around you in such a different way. Like, you have no idea what other people are dealing with, and you have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. When you're in the heat of the moment, you can react, and sometimes your reaction isn't always the best or the right reaction, but that's all you had to work with at the time. So it really hits you hard, but also makes you fall in love with the people of this town, and you're just wishing for them to pull it together and succeed. If Benji was a real person in real life, oh my god, I just love him so much, and he deserves so much more than what he gets. So highly recommend. 5 stars. I can't stop talking about this book. I could go on about it all day. I think I'm gonna jump into the third book right now. I finished this last night. I didn't end up getting it done before the 1st of June, so that's a little bit disappointing. It wasn't in my reads for May, but that's okay. We've got it done on the 1st of June, and we're jumping straight into the last one, so I will update you guys on how that goes and if it breaks my heart even more. Overall, I think we've been pretty successful with the 2 reads that we've done. I'm super happy with this. Hopefully I can keep it up and keep you guys updated on what I'm reading and what I'm doing. And if you have any questions or want to let me know any sort of content that you would like to see, please leave a comment down below and let me know, and I would be eternally grateful. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to, please subscribe and come on this journey with me. I know this is just, you know, my first go at it. I'm putting myself out there and it's very scary, but I really enjoy this and it's fun for me to do while I'm being a stay-at-home mom and trying to raise my daughter. This is like a little creative outlet for me. If you would like to come on this journey, I would love to have you be a part of this community. Can't wait to do it again, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!